What's up, guys? George back again to do another LP update. This one's for September 27th, 2014. It's been about 2 months since I last did an update. Just kind of taking some time off from YouTube, from shooting videos. Been out shopping here and there, getting some stuff. Bought a case of Guinness. Cheers VC. My favorite. Anyway, I got a stack of LPs here, all different genres of music. So I figured let's jump into it because this is probably going to be pretty long. I'll try and keep it as short as possible though. First up's Chicks Dig It, Pink Razors, pop punk. Pretty good record, kind of poppy or Ramones-y type pop punk. Never saw this before. I've seen other titles by them, but which I probably have a couple, but I never saw that one. Electric Frankenstein picture disc, buzz of 1,000 volts. This was put out in 2001 on Victory Records. Not a big picture disc guy, but I found this pretty cheap. And I dig Electric Frankenstein a lot, so that was a no-brainer. This one I got at Shady Dog. We couldn't get this at work because apparently we don't qualify because we're not an independent record store. But you can only get this title on vinyl at an independent record store. I believe like Amazon or other shit like that doesn't carry it. They're not allowed to carry it. And this was also released on CD and a Blu-ray DVD combo pack, and that's Queen Live at the Rainbow 1974. This is a double album from the Queen 2 and Sheer Heart Attack tour on Hollywood Records. Like I said, the only place you can get this is an independent record store. Some of the earliest live Queen available at this point, but really killer. I got the Blu-ray, I watched that. Sounds great. Like I said, double live album. Killer purple cover. Really cool. Definitely check that one out. Found this used for real cheap. That's the Rush Archives with their first 3 records. Kind of like that Kiss the Originals thing back in the day. It's kind of the same vein as that. It's got their first 3 albums. This one's pretty used. The LP cover's not the greatest. It's got ring wear. The tag wouldn't come off. But the LPs were almost mint, so. And I picked it up really for the first record and Fly By Night, so pretty killer. Another one on Earmark, There Is No Future by the Sex Pistols. You don't see this one a lot anymore either. I had this on CD, I still do. I've got it since it came out. I've had it since it came out, I should say. Basically, it's live, radio broadcasts, just different live tracks from the Sex Pistols, but pretty killer. I got this on eBay, white label promo from a 70s band called The Hounds. It's called Unleashed. I really like this. 70s hard rock. Really killer. It's got the time strip on the front. Kind of in the same vein as like Stars or Aerosmith. Maybe not as heavy, but really killer. Really killer album. I like this album a lot. I think they were like a one and done. I don't think they had any other albums after this. If they do, I'd be curious to hear them. This one's a compilation I got used. It's called the Pacific Metal Project. This is on Restless Records. It's got, looks like 10 or 12 different unsigned bands at the time. Nothing really that catches my eye as being anywhere. Here's the lineup. Hopefully you can see this. I like these old compilations that have a bunch of unsigned acts on it. You know, you get to hear shit that you never would normally hear. So that was pretty cool. I think this came out in '85. Yeah, Restless Records, 1985. This one I haven't listened to yet, but it looks kind of interesting. It's from 1989. That's the Neats, Blues and Blue. This was like $1 record, $1 bin record, but it was still sealed. Actually, still sealed. I haven't opened it yet, but pretty cool. I hope. Another punk band I got called Doggy Style on Flipside Records. I got this at Shady Dog. This came in one day a couple months ago now. Like skate metal, skate punk type, skater punk type stuff. Pretty cool. Always dig that stuff. This one I got the reissue on CD about 2 years ago now. Another 70s hard rock band. They were on Casablanca, you know, the same label as Kiss back in the day. And these are another band that was one and done, one album. That's Trigger. This is a white label promo, but really killer 70s hard rock. I forget what label put the CD out. I know it was an import. I'm thinking it was Rock Candy Records. Might have put the CD out a couple years ago that I got, and I love that. So when I found this on vinyl, I was stoked, and it's like dead mint. Gold stamp promo of Our House from Madness. Love Madness. Most of their stuff anyway. Got into Madness watching the Young Ones back in the day. They were on there a couple times as a musical act. Cool ska, punk band. More ska than punk, but really killer. Picked this up used. I had Master of Puppets in this version. It's the 45 RPM series on 180 gram vinyl. So I found Ride the Lightning. My two favorite Metallica records are Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets. So I believe they did Kill 'Em All like this as well. But that's another one. If I see it used, I'll probably pick it up. But I know these are all out of print now since Metallica is no longer with Warner Brothers. They started their own label and reissued all the stuff on vinyl, but they didn't reissue it like this. So, but killer album, real heavy cardboard artwork stock. But so I was happy to find that for relatively cheap. It was like $18 or something like that. Next up is a new one on Back on Black Rock Classics. And they've been doing this series a lot. I had gotten a Ramones one. I don't know if it was my last update or the update before. They released this show from 1988, a live radio broadcast, and that's Kiss, Ritz on Fire. Double live album from the Crazy Nights tour. I don't know how they're getting away with doing these. Especially the Kiss, you know, especially Kiss stuff. Like, I figured Gene or Paul would be all over to stop this thing, and it came out finally. So I know it was delayed by a couple months, but it finally came out, and this is just the standard black vinyl. I wasn't going to pay like the extra $15 for colored vinyl, but I picked up the black one. But sounds pretty killer. I mean, it's a radio broadcast, so. But they're doing like all kinds of artists, and it's on, like I said, Back on Black. So definitely check them out. Go to their website. You can check out all the stuff they're putting out. They're doing a Stevie Ray Vaughan one too that I got to get my hands on. This one's a single from, I think it's a single. Yeah, a single from Lords of the New Church. The only reason I got it because they're sitting in front of the Psycho house. And it was cheap. I think the song's Psycho 6, maybe. I don't even know what the songs are. Psycho 6 12-inch. So their stuff's always been hit or miss with me too. But not, you know, Stiv Bators is a singer. Obviously, he was with the Dead Boys. But this is nothing like the Dead Boys. This is more like, not as punky, but still kind of cool. And that cover's awesome, so pick that up. This one this was a blind buy. I never heard this band. I got this at Record Connection last week. We went, he had like 6 copies of this sealed for $6. And I was like flipping through and I actually flipped it over and saw that they were all kind of long hair dudes. So it's the band The Kids. And this is called Anvil Chorus. And this is straight up 70s hard rock. Really killer. I liked most of this album. Really cool record. If you like that 70s hard rock sound, definitely try and find this one. It's really good. I just picked these up today at Shady Dog. 2 early Fleetwood Mac reissues. You know, when they were doing the blues stuff. That's Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac. I didn't even open these yet. Like I said, I got these today. And The Pious Bird of Good Omen. So I picked both of them up. Pretty killer, I guess. Like I said, it's the early blues Fleetwood Mac stuff. So, you know, they did a bunch of covers, wrote their own shit on here. But pretty cool. So I'll be looking forward to hearing those. This I got at Record Connection last week as well on Mausoleum. Features Herman Frank, who was in Victory, I think. And that's Hazard. Self-titled, I believe. Like German metal. Pretty killer. I usually try and pick up everything I see on the Mausoleum label, but they were a cool label back in the day. Pick that up. Got this today as well. Jay Giles Live, Full House. This is incredible. Incredible live album. Really awesome live album from 1972. They opened with First I Look at the Purse, which I love that tune. So I picked that up. I got one Holy Grail in here that I'll save for the end, but that's really it blew my mind when I found it. But cheers. This was a compilation of a bunch of punk and 70s punk bands doing covers. We do them our way. This is a UK pressing. It's got like Sex Pistols doing Rock Around the Clock, Devo, Satisfaction from the Stones, the Gallant Pistons doing Friday on My Mind from the Easy Beats, the Sex Pistols again doing I'm Not Your Stepping Stone, Hollywood Brats, Then He Kissed Me. Pretty killer though. I never saw this before. I got this for like $3 or $4. It's like mint. It's really killer. Some cool versions of stuff on there. Another band I just recently found out about and got into. Picked up their, I don't know how many albums they have out. I picked up these two at work. And that's the Swingin' Neckbreakers, The Return of Rock. Kind of garage punk, but you know, really catchy, really awesome. More punk than garage, but still with like pop elements in it. Picked that up, and the album after that called Kick Your Ass. Or it could be before. I guess this is, yeah, this is the album before, called Kick Your Ass. I think their stuff's out of print. I don't know. I remember seeing this one on CD a lot back in the, you know, 10 years ago. But I never saw the other one. Found a white label promo of the band Cats, which features my buddy Tommy Stewart, who was in Christine. His father played drums for this band. I'd found their album, I don't know, an update or two after about 10 years looking for it, and I've come across 2 in the last 6 months for relatively cheap. The other one I got was like Dead Mint, regular standard issue. This one's the white label promo, so I'll be keeping both of these. And this one's mint too, except for a little bit of ring wear on the cover. But again, another 70s hard rock album. Yeah. This one I picked up from Deadbeat Records, and that's the Chuck Norris Experiment, The Return of Rock and Roll. If you like Nashville Pussy, Motorhead, Super Suckers type shit, these guys are right up your alley. I love these guys. I think they just released something new. This is from 2008, but I think they just might have released a new record within the last year. But I don't think I have it. Maybe I have it on CD. I've gotten so much shit over the last 6 months. It's hard to keep up, man. It's like the CDs alone I've gotten. Dude, I got an illness. This is a new band on Sub Pop. Well, fairly new band. New to me, anyway. They're called King Tough. Very 70s, like Thin Lizzy sounding. A little more like a garagey Thin Lizzy. But I gotta be honest, the singer just did nothing for me. Musically, they're fantastic. But the singer, his vocals get on my nerves after a while. He's just, I don't even know how to describe him. He tries to sound like, he's not a screamer or anything like that, but it's almost like Bon Scott on Helium, if that makes sense. But musically killer. I gotta give it another shot. I mean, it's cheap. It was on Sub Pop, so it was like, you know, $9 or something. But definitely pretty cool. This I was happy to find. These next 4 things, I've been looking for this for a while, and I think this is the German pressing. I got this, yeah, it's a UK pressing. I got this used, and the LPs were warped. So I got it relatively cheap, like $12 or something, even warped, because it wasn't like super warped. It just had kind of a, you know. So I broke down and bought a vinyl flat after watching a bunch of different videos. Talked to Greeno about it. He's in love with it, so I went ahead and purchased a vinyl flat and flattened them out. And that's the Beatles one, double LP from the UK. Now these are flat as a board, mint condition now. Vinyl flat is like a godsend to record collectors, man. There is some trial and error that goes with it when you first get it. You know, like cooking stuff too short of a time. Like the first one I did, I cooked for 3 hours and it just wasn't enough because it was 180 gram. So the next one I did 4 hours, and that was even better than the 3-hour one. And then I waited till it cooled, played it, sounded perfect. So I knew with these, since they were 180 gram, I put these on for 3.5 hours. Because like I said, the warp wasn't that bad, and they came out perfect. So I ended up getting the oven bag with it. You know, you slide the vinyl flat right in the bag and plug it into your wall. But I'm gonna try one in the oven this weekend, in our regular oven. 2 new AC/DC bootlegs. One from Swingin' Pig. So limited to 300 copies. I got number 55. and that's Gone Shooting. This was recorded in Columbus, Ohio, 1978. Do a cover, they do a killer version of Gone Shooting on here, which they hadn't normally played a lot live back then, but it's a radio broadcast, sounds fantastic. So I was happy to get that. That was the eBay one, I think. Yeah, that was the eBay, because I got it with this one. And this is a double of the, it's called High Voltage Live in 75. And this is that radio broadcast from July 75, where they do She's Got Balls, Soul Stripper, Show Business, School Days, and High Voltage, and the Jack. But this one has Shake, Rattle, and Roll, a cover that they did at that just during that sessions that hasn't been making the rounds lately. Well, it has now with this, but this is number 18 of 150 copies. The bonus tracks on here on the second disc, or second disc, is a 18-minute version of "Baby Please Don't Go." They just shred in. They just do a lot of soloing and shit, and a bunch of radio broadcasts from '76 on here as well. So really killer double LP. I haven't seen this one since I purchased it on eBay. I haven't seen it since, but really killer, really awesome, old school AC/DC one. And I just found out 2 days ago or 3 days ago they announced a brand new record coming out on December 2nd called Rock or Bust. So I heard a snippet of the first piece of brand new AC/DC music called Play Ball this weekend, and it sounds like you know, the last couple albums, so it's killer. Nice production on it. So we'll see how the rest of the album is. Now for the Holy Grail. This is something I thought I'd never find. Every time I see this album, I always have to flip it over and see if it's the promo one that was sent out, that was recalled and repressed. Not only did I find it, I found this album, I found it still sealed, and that's Kiss Alive 2. Now, if you don't know, the early promos of this record had, take it out of here so maybe you can see a little better, had, the track listing was different. It has Take Me on it. Was it I Stole Your Love? Or Do You Love Me? I think it was Do You Love Me and Hooligan. Now, they're not on the album. They're just printed on the cover. They're not the music's not actually on of those 3 tracks on here. But they were sent out with those tracks, that track listing, and soon recalls. And these things go for stupid money. Like I said, this one's sealed, still has the Hyper sticker on the front. Obviously it has all the goodies inside. You know, the tattoos, the books, the merch sheet. But I found this at a flea market, just in the regular Kiss section. They didn't know what they had, obviously. 12 bucks. Steal. And they had used ones for like 8 bucks. But not, you know, not the promo, just the regular Kiss Alive 2. And I actually picked up one of the used ones too, because it had the everything in it, all the goodies in it. So, but I almost shit myself when I found this one. So there it is, one of the holy grails in Kiss collecting, and not only mint but sealed still. And that's one thing I don't think I've ever even seen a sealed one for sale anywhere on like eBay or anything. But really awesome. So anyway, that's it. Hopefully I won't be gone as long next time. You never know. I've been super busy with work and the kids and the school year and all that shit. So hopefully going down to meet Greeno next month in October to do some shopping down his way. Cheers, Greeno. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, I gotta just show you what I've been getting. Hold on, bear with me. This is the shit I gotta go through yet. Most of it's CDs. I have a lot of LP stuff, but check this out. There's the dog sleeping. JJ. What's up, dude? Now you can go back to sleep. But I have all those CDs to go through. And like boxes of vinyl down here and up there. And there's another box buried under there. So as you can see, I am a bit of a hoarder, but anyway, that's it. I'll talk to y'all real soon. Peace. How do you turn this thing off?